Hello and welcome back to Can We Talk with Jewel podcast, proudly sponsored by fundraisingcup.org Ministries. We are back with our second series, a call to action for our Sacraficial Lambs, which is a prayer call series for missing children or exploited children and adults and so forth. So, being that today is our second episode, I want to jump right in where we will be tackling a deeply troubling story, guys, that resurfaced recently. It's of a woman who sold her newborn for $75,000. And, the ramifications of this act are severe, not just legally, but morally and ethically. That's right. I'm not just talking about someone that's, kind of uh, giving their child away to be raised by another family because they simply cannot do it. I'm talking about what makes this incident so egregious is that not only did she engage in the horrific act of exploitation, but she then took to social media, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate the transaction, almost as if this child's life was only worth monetary value. It's appalling to think about the implications this has for the child who is innocent, just an innocent victim in all of this. The celebration on social media is particularly shocking and distasteful. And it shows just a complete lack of remorse and understanding of the gravity of her actions and the value of that child's life. This isn't just a transaction, it's a human life we're talking about, guys. So I'm going to play the video and let you guys kind of gather your thoughts on it before I jump in any further.
Bricks, all white bricks, all white bricks, white tan bricks, just hit a lick.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So you've seen her celebrating the fact that she has sold her newborn child. And I think I spoke about this in prior podcasts that this has been going on behind the scenes. I just haven't seen a parent bold enough to get on social media to admit that they are just happy to collect the check and not have any remorse or connection to that child, which is very disturbing to say the least. And let's talk about the societal impact. When stories like this emerge, they reflect a broader issue regarding the commodification of human life. It raises questions about desperation, poverty, and the lengths someone will go to for money, right? Because that's what we're seeing here, that she placed more value on getting that 75K in her bank account than going through the struggle with that child and having that motherly connection with that child, putting your life on the line for that child. Um, for many of us moms, it just seems like it's so natural. You can't imagine that some people have no connection whatsoever. But this is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. People are selling off their children. And it doesn't just stop at infancy. You can be a teenager or whatever, and a parent would place a price on your head. This is what is happening today, and it's disgusting. And so this is why I wanted to talk about this topic, and where does it leave us as a society? We need to push for better support systems for vulnerable individuals, to prevent such tragedies from occurring. I would even prefer if she had a GoFundMe because she was in a financial um, difficulty and needed help to support the child and get 75K while holding on to the child. You know what I mean? But selling a child is never a solution. And celebrating, furthermore, such an act is indefensible. She doesn't have a leg to stand on, as far as I'm concerned, to tell me that, as a mom, this is the best thing she could have done for this child. Moving forward, we must advocate for justice for the child and ensure that the legal system holds individuals accountable for such heinous actions. It's a reminder that we must protect the most vulnerable and valuable among us. That child could not defend him or herself and say, Mom, no one will love me like you will. Please don't just hand me over for a check. Um, it's very disheartening, just to say the least. And we need more legislations to address this that's happening, and people need to be held accountable. So, with that said, I want to thank you all for listening to our discussion today. Stay with us as we continue to shed light on more critical issues such as this affecting our society. Thank you for your love and support. And until we meet again on Can We Talk with Jewel. Bye.